CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
Impressive burst and pass going from Mitchell Johnson, but just in terms of the top order batsmen, do you feel that maybe they're trying to play his short deliveries too much rather than just getting out of the way or dropping the hands?
Yeah, look, I think the challenge is always going to be with his action is knowing which balls to leave and which ones not to leave in terms of the length, because he can be quite skiddy, and that's why he's so dangerous. A guy like Mornay obviously gets bounce, but it's probably a bit more consistent because of the high arm action, whereas he's probably a little bit less consistent with the amount of bounce he gets. And that's the challenge with him.
Russell, how serious is the AB de Villiers elbow situation?
No, he seems to be fine.
You spoke about leaving balls. I think the comparison in terms of South Africa versus Australia leaving balls, it's like 33% compared to 16% or something. Are you a bit irked that it went that way yesterday and you sort of just said Australia off the leash?
No, look, I wouldn't be irked by it. It would have been great if we made them play at a few more balls yesterday morning in the first session in particular. But they left really well. Particularly Sean Marsh, who played really well for his 100 and left the ball really well. So a lot of credit must go to him for the way he went about leaving the ball yesterday.
Russell, obviously the talk before the series was about Mitchell. You guys knew what was coming, so to speak. Did you do anything different to prepare? Was that what you expected? Did that surprise you?
Yeah, no, that's what we expected. I mean, he's an X-factor bowler and has been for Australia for a long time. He's done really well in South Africa on previous tours, and he's just come off a hot Ashes series, so he's got a lot of confidence. Look, our preparation's been as good as it's ever been. But there's nothing that can prepare you for the type of intensity that you're going to get when you're playing in a test match, I suppose. You're never going to be able to replicate that in nets. You're never going to be able to replicate the pressure that you face under those conditions. And he's bowled really well today, and he's put us under a lot of pressure.
Russell, is this a different Mitchell Johnson compared to what your players have faced in the past?
No, I mean, like I said, he's always an X-factor bowler. I think he made a massive impact last time Australia were here. I remember a spell that he bowled in Durban where he went through the top order. So I don't think it's a different Mitchell Johnson. I think we're just getting him at a hot streak in his career at the moment.
Russell, what do you think AB did that might have showed the rest of you in the way that you play and that's the test?
Yeah, it's tough because AB's, he's a hell of a player, and he's as gifted as anyone in the world. So it's difficult for AB can do and play certain shots that probably some other players can't do anywhere around the world. So it's difficult to always take a leaf out of the way he's gone about it. But he's played with good intent. He's got into good positions. He's covered his off stump really well, and he's left the ball really well. So it's been a very good innings by him thus far, and long may it continue.
Russell, just a general feeling of the batting unit. You always talk about your batting as a unit. What are the guys saying after that below balls?
No, not much. I mean, everybody's disappointed. We know we've put ourselves under a lot of pressure, and it's going to be tough to get out of that position. Tomorrow morning is going to be important. But look, there's a lot of pride in that batting unit, and they know they didn't play to their potential today. But there's still another innings, and there's no doubt we can rectify that.
Russell, where do you feel the game is poised after 2 days now?
No, Australia are well on top. There's no doubt about that. They're 260 runs ahead. We're 6 wickets down. So Australia are well ahead at the moment.
You speak about putting yourself under pressure. There has sort of been a trend in the last year or so about sometimes starting a bit slow in series. Is that a concern for you, and what do you think that?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I was saying we've played a little bit of catch-up cricket probably for the last year or so. And it is something that we need to think long and hard about improving on. The side's character has been tested, and they've come out on top in a lot of those encounters, and hopefully the experience we've gained over the last year or two of playing catch-up cricket can put us in good stead for the next 3 days. Yeah.
How important is it not just dealing with Johnson, but to strap on attack in total to try to score? I suppose one thing that England got themselves into a hole a few times.
I think that's the one plus about playing up the high felt at Centurion is even if you do lose wickets, you generally still tend to score. So it's not a matter of losing wickets and the game stops dead. There's always runs being scored. The ball goes past point and it's gone for 4, or half volley can travel for 4. So that's the plus for us, is that the scoring rate will always be good at this venue, and the more runs we get, the more we get ourselves back into the game.
Russell, just on the decision at the toss, it seems a lot of the basis for that was on the stats here previously, but in retrospect, you guys maybe have looked at what was in front of you more, the pitch, and did the pitch maybe not do as much as you guys expect?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, because if you batted first and got bowled for 170, everyone would have said, what the hell are they batting for? And then when stats say you should bowl first under these conditions. So hindsight's always a great side of. We can say now that it probably wasn't the right decision, but at 100 for 4 definitely looked like the right decision. We probably just lost our intensity during that partnership between Sean Marsh and Steve Smith, and that's probably what's put us under pressure. At 100 for 4, we're very happy with our decision.
Just a quick update on Morne. Is that going to be any problem with the shoulder, Russell? What exactly happened?
Yeah, look, I don't think he slept well. I'm not the doctor, so I can't give you the exact, what's the word, prognosis, diagnosis, whatever it is, but he seems to have come through today, and we've got a great physio, so Jack will get him sorted and he should be fine.